Pokemon DLC brings up a huge problem in Pokemon, and before you complain, I love the Crown Tundra, although the story as always wasn't very engaging and impactful to me while playing the DLC, it added so many new features and a refined gameplay experience. The new Dynamax adventures are a fun way of catching Pokemon with the ability of only able to using rental Pokemon, which added an extra needed degree of challenge to the game. And it is very rewarding by giving a very valuable Pokemon at the end. And with the ability to play with your friends, this makes it very replayable and casual. We also of course got the reintroduction of past Pokemon, which is always a joy to see, and especially if your favorite Pokemon came back. And for what Sword and Shield is, the Crown Tundra is a stunning area. The various landscapes you can explore and non-linear areas to explore gives you a refreshing experience, and the Crown Tundra is absolutely excellent. The same could be said about the Isle of Armor, and both provided me with a lot of fun and enjoyment. But that's the problem, it's the DLC, not the base game. In my opinion, the DLC far exceeds the base game and proves a point I have. People are tired of the exact same game every year. Since the beginning of time, Pokemon games have gone through the same formulaic process. You will have a main character who just starts on their journey, and their goal is to become the Pokemon champion by defeating the gym leaders in 8 various cities. And this has been the exact same layout for the last 20 years or so. I can understand this from a business standpoint. Pokemon is a long-running franchise, and if the same formula has been working all these years, why would they change it? And why would they want to alienate their fans with the game they first fell in love with? But that's the problem. We don't experience that same euphoria we first felt when we played our first game, and how cool and awesome it felt to finish the game. Nowadays, it grows stale to re-experience the same thing with a prettier reskin every year. Pokemon has an identity crisis that needs fixing, an identity of developing mediocre and okay games that isn't as associated with excellence as it once was. But I know how they could fix it. I will be discussing 3 points as to how Pokemon could fix this identity crisis and how they can breathe new life into a series and bring it back to its incredible status. One has to be building off the core foundations of the DLC. The problem with DLC is that it is an additional purchase to an already pricey game, so of course DLC will never receive full praise even if it provides new and interesting content. But the reason I like the DLC so much more than the base game is because it was just so much more innovative and creative than the base game. The DLC introduced so many cool features and core gameplay. The first one that pops out is the open world layout and the ability to explore. I love how the DLC wild areas have little restriction and allows you to explore without many roadblocks getting in your way. The open world aspect in the Pokemon game is a much needed gameplay change that needs to be added. Of course the games must follow a certain story to continue progression, but also allow for non-linear progression and exploration. Let me explore all these incredible landscapes and areas before I tackle the next gym. Allow for these side quests to keep me busy while progressing, and let me introduce to all these different type of Pokemon. The DLC also introduced a free camera, which was honestly amazing, making the world feel immersive and like you're controlling it, not like some side scroller. Let me take in the whole region and its looks, not just through a wide perspective. The DLC honestly introduced so many quality of life changes and gameplay changes that were much needed, and if they can incorporate this into an actual game without the need of additional purchases, it will receive a much better reputation. Some key aspects that could be improved upon is having the player being rewarded and feel fulfilled for exploring the region. The areas in the DLC are all important in the story and is encouraged with the ability of being able to catch past Pokemon and encourages being able to return to old routes. Explore more with the ability of a free camera. Work off these key foundations and expand upon them because they are generally good ideas, and if improved upon, this could enhance gameplay experience by a lot. This leads me to my second point that is closely related to my first one. The game needs innovation and change. It's obvious that people are tired of the same formula and have strayed away from the game, and Pokemon has remained with a stigma of mediocrity. With the recent games like Genshin Impact and Breath of the Wild exploding in popularity, this shows how enhancing gameplay in a certain aspect, like open world, can make your game amazing and fun. Pokemon needs to stop making games like it's the 90s. You have a new generation of fans who are looking for something fresh and new hardware that can allow for enhanced gameplay so you can fulfill that. Get old fans excited again with new content, and get newer fans hooked into the game. Gameplay additions like the raid adventures were such an awesome addition to the game. Being able to battle these Dynamax Pokemon with friends is so fun and rewarding, since at the end you are able to get a rare Pokemon of certain type. Pokemon needs more of this innovation that people will generally find interesting and enjoy. It's been made clear that the series needs to advance, and these new additions they added are a very good start to that. and being able to build off these new core foundations to enhance and refine them will make amazing gameplay. The same linearity that they have labeled as series staples and the reuse of the same aspects of the first game at the start of the time has grown dull as hardware and people have advanced, so should the games. I feel like Game Freak has been emphasizing the importance of the wrong aspects of the game, and in turn has sacrificed the aspects of the game that could be heavily improved upon. We also need to make Pokemon important again, make them feel like your friends and not just tools for battle. They should be the main focus. The camp was a great way to make Pokemon more immersive, so build off it. Follow Pokemon should be a permanent addition. I really hope when the next mainline Pokemon games come out, whenever it does, I hope it will be different with its core aspects, to give us a renewed and refreshed experience, capitalize off the good things of the DLC, and give us an amazing game. The game should also be allowed to be more challenging to experienced players. The Dynamax adventures added an extra degree of difficulty, but in general, the game should be able to be more difficult to players who want it. The decline in difficulty of recent games has been pointed out by longtime fans, and the addition of something like a hard mode would make the game more challenging, fun, and less rewarding. In turn, which I feel like Pokemon was before, and didn't make it a complete cakewalk, but not Dark Souls hard as well. This leads to my third and final point. It's probably an obvious one, but they just need to simply listen to community feedback and deliver. I know it isn't that easy for Game Freak to simply implement things that people ask for on their subreddit, but it is obvious that some of Pokemon's longtime fans have grown alienated and tired of Pokemon and Game Freak failing to deliver on an exceptional game and obviously express their displeasure. Game Freak needs to realize that the reception from their overall fan base is what's most important, as it is the driving force behind keeping these games selling and evolving. I know you can't satisfy everyone, but try your best to satisfy the majority. I don't mean the toxic Natdexers, I mean the people who want to see the game generally improve, and the people who generally enjoy and love the game, and don't want to see the game in the state of being memed on and being mediocre at best for most. Recent feedback on the Dynamax adventures were good, so capitalize off that and try implement new types of ways of playing the games while also being able to have fun with the game. Pokemon may not have the best community in the world, but at the end of the day, us playing the game should have a huge influence on what the game should be. Personally, I love Pokemon, everything about it. I thought Sword and Shield were fine games, but I feel like the potential for Pokemon is limitless. They have kept it restricting to the same game style for all these years, but the recent DLC additions really show the type of games that they can be and should be. At the end of the day, my opinion may not matter too much, but it makes me sad as a huge Pokemon fan that Pokemon has remained in a state of being mediocre. I wanted to return to the glory days where people were genuinely excited for new Pokemon games instead of just, hey look, another Pokemon game. I'm just a person who wants to see Pokemon succeed, and the recent DLC have shown its potential. Now just build off it to make it even better. This was a bit of a rant, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below your opinions on Pokemon in its current state and how it can be better. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and have yourself a great day.